Hey, what's up guys, it's Metal. Just have a little update for you on the SSF Lightning Bow Invoker Monk. I got my third set of Ascendancy points. Hopefully I'll be working on my last set soon. But I made some changes to the tree that I think overall just make the build better. I basically removed all of my crit chance nodes, which sounds insane, but when I checked the damage, it really wasn't doing very much of my total damage. I guess I just do like so much from shock, and I really never got like fully set up in terms of like really high crit to begin with. And I was like, well, I'm using cast on shock. Like, what do I really need crit for? It's not dealing that much damage, and I'm already getting my procs from cast on shock after I got Lead Me Through Grace, which allowed me to equip cast on shock again. So yeah, I went ahead and removed all those, and I really don't have very much less damage. The things I've picked up, the important ones, are damage taken from mana before life, which makes you way tankier. Several different extra little evasion nodes, which includes this one that has a reduced effect of curses, which is nice. And then just like a lot of mana cost reduction and mana regen nodes, because that just helps sustain both the cast on shock, and it also helps with the damage taken from mana. And then just a couple extra evasion nodes. And then this actually does a lot of damage. This node is so much damage. So yeah, those are the main changes to the skill tree. I did, I think since my last video, I think I was talking about cast on shock like right away. I would absolutely not recommend starting with cast on shock. I did not have Wind Dancer previously. So Ghost Dance is awesome because it gives you, every time you get hit, it's giving me 300 energy shield back. I have about 900 energy shield. So every time I get hit, I get about 300 energy shield back. But it synergizes really well with Wind Dancer, because Wind Dancer gives you 18% more evasion per stage with 3 stages. So that's why I have so much evasion right now, is because of Wind Dancer, which has an amazing synergy with Ghost Dance. So I would strongly recommend to start out, do not bother with cast on shock, just get Ghost Dance and Wind Dancer. It makes you so much tankier, and this build absolutely does not lack for damage. It has been a much higher quality of life in the higher maps where your defense is checked more, to have these better defensives. So yeah, these nodes make me, I feel like, really tanky. They feel really good, and I'm still buy some crit nodes if I want to take them, but honestly, I don't know that I'll ever go back to crit on this character at this point. We'll see. And then the other change I made since my last guide video was that Lightning Rod, I had Magnitude of Shocks in it, and it does shock harder with the Magnitude in Lightning Rod. But I've found that Lightning Infusion, and then once I got the 4th link to do Primal Armament, these just do so much damage. It's just way better to have like more raw damage. And so I went ahead and put the Magnitude in there with shock chance and exposure into my lightning arrow, because again, we're not really a lightning arrow build. Our lightning arrow is just like a debuff enabler. It can do some damage with our Herald of Thunder procs, which can be nice. Speaking of Herald of Thunder, I put blind on it because that's actually just kind of a nice little thing. It gives you a little extra basically effective evasion rating, because the mobs have 20% less accuracy, and then it decreases their evasion rating, which we don't super need, but you know, why the heck not. Ghost Dance has duration, which is less duration, which makes it build up the charges faster, mana regen. And then I put this into Voltaic Mark, which is actually pretty nice on certain maps. If you're like really speed clearing, you can play kind of like a dum-dum and just run through. So that's pretty cool. And then the only other major change I think I've done is with the cast on shock, I did increased energy and reduced cost. And so they're casting more. You can see on bosses, they cast a lot. I honestly think it might be too much. They don't really proc on trash at all anymore, but they might honestly cast too much on bosses. We'll see. The reason I think I might want to keep it is because I actually leveled up to level 16 arc, and so this is doing 344 lightning damage, like, per chain minimum, right? 40% more on the first chain, and then trickling down, I guess. So not only is that, like, a pretty good amount of damage per hit for the chain of the arc, but then the arcs are also chaining to all of my lightning rods when it procs. So, like, even though it's sapping my mana, I have, like, so much mana regen. If I just pop a mana pot, I'm basically gonna, like, just blow through any boss. So that's kind of my plan. But yeah, I think losing this damage was definitely worth it. I think my old sheet DPS for this ability was like 2300, which, I mean, the sheet DPS for this character is so low, but the effective damage is so high. But, so I lost like a couple hundred DPS, but like, man, I don't know, bosses still melt, so like, I'll upload these 2 videos, a little bit later. So if you guys want to check out the full replay, you can. But like, here's one where I do the druid guy. Where is he? Is he in the middle of this map? I should have pre-prepped this if I was good at my job. There's a druid man. Where are you, druid man? There you are. So the most annoying thing about this boss is that he teleports like right away. So I'm always like, every time I fight this guy, I hold, like, I don't pop my avatar here, because even if you stun him, which I think he is, he usually still teleports. It's like a scripted event or something. I guess he's not stunned technically, so I just didn't quite get him there. But anyway, he usually teleports, and so I wait for him to teleport once, and then I go in and do my full setup, and you can see the damage is just like still freaking bonkers. Like, just like absolutely insane. So like, having no crit basically hasn't affected my damage. Again, this is a T13, like, I don't know, it feels like my damage is pretty damn good still. I don't really feel like I'm missing the crit at all, and I am so much tankier. If you guys watch the full videos that I'll upload right after this one, you can see I play like a lot more of an idiot, and there's even a point, actually hang on, I'll add that to this video too. There's a point at the beginning of this map where I get charged by a bunch of these stupid ass like suicide guys. I think they're like around here maybe? Again, I should have prepped these, obviously. No, that's by the... There, these guys. So these guys charge me. I would have for sure died to those two. So like if we look back at the setup, without the damage taken from mana. And you can see it doesn't really hurt my mana that much. Like honestly, I think I would take more damage to mana because I don't spend any mana while I'm clearing. Like it's like none. It's only on bosses when my cast on shock goes crazy that I like actually spend mana. So these two guys hit me. I don't die. I'm going to roll away and pot. And what I think is such bullshit, by the way, about... This is really about this build. This is just the game right now. There's all these mob types like this that, like, the first 2 that hit me, I feel like are on me. I was, like, too close. And I probably should have just hung back, but I'm playing kind of like a dumbass because I'm tankier. But then these guys, like, they chain to me, and I, like, roll away, and he still just, like, guaranteed hits me. So, but anyway, I somehow don't die to the first 2, and I don't die to the next, like, 3. Obviously, I'm spamming health pot, but I feel like 100% those were deaths before. And again, it really doesn't hit my mana that hard. So I think this is like definitely the play. I think the crit was kind of pointless. Oh, and part of that is because I expect this to still get nerfed, but part of that is because Eye of Winter is just so insane. It gives you a 10% flat crit chance. So even though my crit chance is only like, I don't know, 12% now, or something like that, not even that, 7% now, I'm getting 10% flat crit, and then I do have, like, a couple nodes that are, like, when things are shocked, you have higher crit chance against them. So, like, I feel like all you really need for any crit is Eye of Winter, and you really only need it on bosses, which Cast on Shock handles, and you don't really need it on normal mobs. So, anyway, that's my update. Hope you guys are having fun. I will see you later.